Hello, welcome to Corner Office Café. I'm delighted that today I will be interviewing Mary Fitzgerald. She is the president of Acme Wire. Welcome,
Adore.
Mary.
Thank you. I'm glad to participate. You can see from my background that I'm at the beach. I actually picked this background because Acme Wire Products is located in a tourist area in sunny Mystic, Connecticut. Um, you don't find too many manufacturing companies within the tourist district, but we ended up here because there was an empty building, and my dad, who started the company, had a boat that was located at the marina basically next door. And on his way to go on his boat, he said, if I moved the company there, if I bought that building, I'd be able to use my boat all the time. And didn't quite work out that way for him, but we ended up with a very nice location. The company was started in 1970 in Norwich, Connecticut by my father, Edward Planetta. He had previously worked as the operations manager for his father's wire company, which was Artistic Wire. And when that company was sold, my dad branched out and started Acme Wire Products with a focus on producing close tolerance engineered wire component parts, basically to the growing printer and desktop computer industries. Over the past 56 years, we've partnered with customers who produce specialized equipment and needs, custom steel and stainless steel component parts, really for a variety of industries. We service the medical and lab accessory products, food processing industry, exercise and sporting goods, safety equipment, HVAC, telecommunications and networking, and material handling industries, and a lot of other associated industries. So really, it's anyone who needs a specialized component parts. We also supply a lot of OEMs like sheet metal fabricators, plastic molders, even spring companies and stampers that don't have the wire forming and welding capabilities that we have. Some of the types of parts that we manufacture can be as simple as wire rings or handles or shafts to more complex assemblies, welded components such as specialty guards, cleaning, processing, and handling baskets or frames, panels, all sorts of parts include, from 2 inches to 9 feet long. And our production runs range from 50 pieces to 10,000 pieces. So that's a little bit about Acme Wire Products. I started out in the marketing and sales department and gradually morphed over to do more administration and, larger focus, and moved into the president's role probably about 25 years ago or so. I've worked for the company for over 40 years. So my 2 brothers also work in the company. The 3 of us are the owners of the company, and we have a very active ownership team.
What are some of the greatest challenges that you face, and how do you work to resolve them?
I would say one of the challenges would be finding technically skilled staff or people who have a passion for learning and growing. There aren't a lot of people that have specifically wire fabrication or wire welding experience, especially in our region. So we have to do a lot of internal training within the company. We do some of that through, hands-on training with our more experienced operators to the newer employees. And then, we've also worked with PMA to use the Metalform EDU platform for training up both entry-level employees and more seasoned employees to have them grow beyond where they currently are with their maybe their job skills, but also giving them the opportunities to learn more, maybe soft skills or skills outside their direct responsibilities, whether it would be with the computer learning with Excel shortcuts and things like that to make their job easier, or just budgeting and things like that. So they've really seen the value of it, and they have really taken off on this, and they're appreciating that the company is investing in them. One of the other challenges with that, as we're training these staff members and getting them more skilled up, is we have a large manufacturer that's located close by, in a nearby town, that's hiring 2,000 people a year. And they're kind of like a large vacuum cleaner that's taking away from a lot of the people who are currently employed.
I don't know.
And taking them out of our workforce and our environment into a different environment. It's very frustrating, and it's something that other employers have to deal with as well. It's not anything that's unique to Acme Wire Products, but we try to engender a family-friendly, a more family dynamic here at Acme Wire. It's, we're a smaller company, but we're more hands-on. And, we like to say, well, the larger company, you're not going to see the president of the company, the owners of the company on the shop floor, talking to you, weekly and finding out what your issues are. You might just be a number at that other company, but you're a name, and you're a real, you're a person who we know inside and outside the company here. So, that's kind of one of the ways we're trying to differentiate ourselves from the big fish.
So what are some of the credos that guide your management approaches?
Well, as I mentioned, one of them would be to never stop learning, whether it's with learning something, learning a new hobby, learning a new language, just learning something new at work, just keeping that mindset and mentality, and trying to treat everyone, whether it's our staff or customers or our business partners, as you wish to be treated, fairly, and, personally. That's something that we've always tried to do. Basically not take myself too seriously. And the same for other people too, just try to keep things in stride. And knowing when to ask for help, developing a network around you that you can learn from and lean on and get different perspectives from, so you're not, kind of trapped in your own little environment. I think a lot of times people just get so in the weeds that they don't look around them and say, well, there's other perspectives that maybe I should be listening to and paying attention to.
Do you have any specific programs in place, or methodologies or ways of doing that, of passing on the knowledge from, the experienced workers to the newer ones?
We're developing, internally, the utilization of more QR codes for setups, and, not just relying on Joe, who's been here for so many years, and getting that information from Joe onto a video, or onto, something that can be easily transferred, so people can refer to it, whether it's on different shifts or with newer employees and things like that.
So finally, I've come to my last question. Because our headquarters is located in Cleveland. Who is your favorite rock and roll Hall of Famer?
Oh, geez, it's really hard to choose a favorite. There's so many legends in the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
And actually, we did go there with our networking group through PMA, so that was neat to see. I would tend to choose groups such as like Chicago or Earth, Wind, and Fire. Always, good listening and good dancing. and maybe some individuals like Bonnie Raitt or Tina Turner. That those would also be favorites as well.
Well, you have named
How
some
about
of
you,
my
Kate?
favorites. You have named some of my favorites for sure. And that's really nice to hear. I did get the chance to see Chicago in concert at many years after they were really popular, but I think I have at least half of their albums. Remember, they were numbered with
Yeah.
Roman numerals and stuff, so I had a lot of those. And I love Bonnie Raitt, love Tina Turner, and I forget the other band.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, love them, love them. So I think we're in sync, Mary.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, I didn't say in sync.